Good afternoon, South Africa. I'm Unbale. This is Afternoon Express, and today is a very special day. It's International Nurses Day, where we celebrate those brave men and women on the front lines of the health service industry who dedicate their lives to caring for others tirelessly, especially during this global pandemic. So from all of us here on Afternoon Express, we salute all the nurses of South Africa and the world. Woo! Yes! Okay, look, we might have lockdown staff, but that round of applause, I hope, sends all the love and well wishes and thank you to the nurses. Now in the kitchen today, Chef Unbale has a great way to use some of those items you probably already have in your cupboard to make a delicious and wholesome midweek meal, which I'm looking forward to. So connect with us online and let us know what you have in your cupboard and how we can zhuzh that up, how we can finesse it, make it incredibly delicious. And who knows, as we call her Chef Unbale here on Afternoon Express, hopefully she can whip up something incredible for you. Chef Unbale, what do we have up your sleeve today?
To me, I'm making a tuna melt pasta bake, especially for you, sister, because you said you're hungry.
I'm super hungry today. That sounds incredible. But don't worry, I got that. I can see that you're already missing Chef Chumi because sisters ungibize ngoChumi, but that's okay because we are all one big incredible family here on Afternoon Express. And if you want to make this delicious dish yourself, then you can find the recipe on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za.
Try the new Tropica Piña Colada. Smooth.
Fundi might light up your screens on television, but away from set, the actress is determined to make a difference, not only in the corporate world, but also in her community and give young women the opportunities that life certainly does lack. And sometimes, you know, this building, breaking, shaping needs to be done by incredible women like yourself, Fundiswa. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Those are very kind words. I think that we all do our bits to make a difference in a country that really needs it, and not just that, but in a continent that is ripe with so much possibility and potential. It's only a pleasure to be plugged in.
Oh, and on that note, I mean, recently you posted, it is a blessing to be color of the earth. Do you know how many times flowers have confused me for home? This is such a beautiful and precious message, one that kind of needs to also be decoded. I mean, you're truly living in your skin. Self-love as a woman is so important. So how do you find positivity in times like these?
In times like these, what's important is to remember that we are all human and we are all connected. So for me, like this just lockdown and timeout has made me appreciate the rich, amazing relationships that I have, the tribe of women that surround me, that make up my community, that help me build a business, that help me mother, that help me be a better actress even. So I think that's how we navigate the space. We plug into our tribes. We are living in an age where collaborating and partnering with each other is so important. So that is exactly where I get inspiration, and that's where I draw from.
Absolutely. It's definitely all about collaboration over competition.
I think that it's a very interesting time to be a Black woman in this continent. We've got so much that's unfolding, and though we obviously are in a country that's got a large history of pain, we are rewriting a narrative, and so many of us are coming into so many beautiful opportunities. You know what I mean? And yes, it is gorgeous. It is a gorgeous time to wear the skin, to find your identity and to be loud and proud about it. We as women are taking up space. We as young Black women are taking up space in many different fields. This is what's happened in my life. Beautiful opportunities have found me, and these moments have found me already. And it's a beautiful time to be a woman, to be pursuing your dreams. And it's a beautiful time to be wearing the skin. We obviously live in a country where this was traumatic. You know what I mean? We live in a world where being a woman at some point was a difficult thing. You know what I mean? So it's beautiful to be in my 30s, sitting comfortably in the skin and living on my own purpose and being certain of what that purpose is.
These opportunities that you say landed on your lap, I mean, I find it very hard to believe. There has to be hard work, there has to be dedication and commitment. So moving through your career, I mean, first you had breakthrough roles, acting in hit soapies like Generations, and then your career, you know, has spanned over 10 years. That is incredible. And navigating the space, making a formidable name for yourself in the South African arts industry is absolutely incredible. So currently you're acting in a drama series as a grounded Christian woman. I mean, a role that viewers love and respect. So how are you finding navigating that space? How are you finding the role that you're in? And the growth in terms of 10 years, vast.
Goodness, I think you're right with your initial statement of the fact that it didn't just all land on my lap. It has been a lot of sleepless nights and continues to be. So I believe that that's how you forge a career for yourself. That is how you make a name for yourself. It is a lot of sacrifice. And this new role is amazing. I love playing Olga Madonsela. She's phenomenal. She's great. She's very different from me. You know what I mean? She's got her own set of unique challenges, and it is amazing to see how endearing she's become to South Africans. It's been life-changing for me. And wearing her skin, a woman who's got a completely different lived experience from Fundi, so has been very, very interesting, but with its own set of challenges, of course.
So then how do you do it? How do you go from Fundiswa to being someone who is very different from who you are in real life, but making it work and being convincing?
You know what, Palesa, I think that being technically trained counts for a lot.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. That's why I value education. That's why I encourage young women to pursue an education. Ufundiswa is a result or a sum of pursuing great education. So being at institutions that are performance-geared, right, has helped me a lot. And just years of discipline and dedication, and knowing that my art means a lot to me, and it can precipitate a very important social movement or social conversation. My process looks so different now than it was 10 years ago. The process now, obviously, I navigate performance-based much more confidently. So it's been 10 years of collecting data on my own technique, on what works for me. It's been 10 years of exploring the science and the art of performance, and now I've got a hand for it, and I've got a knack for it.
Your confidence is truly inspirational. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps hearing you speak, and with such passion too. You've also successfully combined your passions for the art and the corporates through an initiative called Phezulu Phambili Collective, and communicating corporate messages using industrial theatre. Now that sounds incredible. Please tell me more about this brilliant idea. And where did it stem from?
Oh, girl. I think that when any of us pursue business, it's either because it is necessary or because we've got an opportunity and we've got the resource to be able to pursue business. So obviously as a performer, this industry comes with good times and not so good times. So I was going through a really, really rough time, and I think it was Cape Town about 5-6 years ago, and I was like, actually, I'm a smart girl, you know, I can act. I can put a business proposal together, and there Phezulu Phambili was born, and I was like, what am I good at? I am good at marrying all things business and all things corporate with the arts. And so my industrial theatre company was born out of that, and seeing a legitimate need in the corporate space. You know what I mean? There's a way that messages are communicated in the corporate space. So Phezulu Phambili comes in, takes that corporate message, jazzes it up a bit in the form of performance, right? And then that's how we present it. We've enjoyed amazing, phenomenal, credible clients. Our pedigree of clients has been so amazing, and the feedback that we've gotten. And for me as a young Black woman in business, again, it just speaks to the fact that I think I might be in the right industry for me.
Yeah. Finally, before we let you go, Fundi, I am enjoying this conversation so much, and I want you to pay it forward to all of your viewers, all of your supporters in South Africa. Do you have any words for them?
South Africa, I say to you, amen, amen, amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for keeping it together in this time. We are a country, you know, this time has shown us we are so much more united than we think that we are. You know what I mean? There's beauty and diversity and difference in this country. There is a collective spirit in this country that is phenomenal. And I think this time of crisis has taught us that. But over and above that, we're a country of possibility. We're a country of smiles. We're a country where anything is possible. So I think that post-COVID crisis, we will find that our canvas has been wiped clean for anything to be possible for any young person in South Africa. And that's where my heart is. It's for the young people of South Africa, for us to paint this canvas of this country and make it everything we dream it to be.
I love hearing you speak. I can hear you. I can just listen to you forever. Thank you so much. Ubuntu is what we keep coming around. Ubuntu, unity, supporting each other. Izandla ziyagezana. Thank you so much, Fundi, for all of your work. We really appreciate it, Siswam.
Thank you, Palesa, and what an honor to be here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
It is our pleasure. Now, your humbleness and radiance makes you a phenomenal and resilient woman. Your contributions to the arts, corporate and local communities does not go unnoticed. You are incredible.
Try the new Tropica Pina Colada. Smooth.
What a treasured conversation I had with Fundi. She is so incredible, such a great mind. And we've got more incredibly great minds on the show. We've got Mihlali Ndamase coming up. We've got Unbale Nkosi here. Also, we've got Dr. G to debunk what's happening in terms of COVID-19. So head over to social media, leave any questions you may have for any of our coming guests. And who knows, you might spread some love and they might love you for it. We have to go over to social media on that note. And we've got Unosihle here who said, I can't wait to see Mihlali, my makeup teacher. Hashtag Facebeat, hashtag Afternoon Express. We also have Untabi, who says, I can't wait to see Mihlali. We've got Bongani MJ here, who also says, resounding, everyone can agree. I can't wait to see Mihlali Ndamase, what she has today. Hashtag Afternoon Express. So keep using that hashtag South Africa. Keep those questions coming through. Or if you just have any words of wisdom, any words of encouragement to South Africans or to our celebrities, use the hashtag Afternoon Express so we can find all of your comments. But coming up on the show, we chat to Dr. Tsidi Gule from the Medispace Lifestyle Institute to get the latest updates on the COVID-19 pandemic.
Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. In 2006, Dr. Tsidi Gule, affectionately known as Dr. G, started the MediSpace Lifestyle Institute, a healthcare solutions facility that provides companies and individuals with programs to improve their health and wellness. Lately, she's been busy guiding employers in health proving their companies in aid of COVID-19. Now, she joins us today to give us more insights and an update on the COVID-19 pandemic and the current situation South Africa finds themselves in. Hi, Dr. G, how are you?
Hey, Pali, always good to see you, girl. Looking good, eh? Looking good.
Ngiyabonga siswam, but you were looking good a second ago. I saw you rocking your Burberry mask there. We saw you.
You know it's not Burberry. Stop it now.
Hint, girl, Pella, just finesse it. No, I'm just kidding. But you are making sure that you're safe, and you're doing so to help other companies that seek your assistance. Now, how have you go about health-proofing companies, and what does it entail?
Well, it's a very simple procedure, and thank you so much for asking this on this platform, because, you know, people often think that they're going to get away with some shortcut version of this. So the Department of Employment and Labor has lobbied a lot of companies to look at the COVID-19 pandemic as a long-term picture. And fortunately, because there is a specific field in medicine known as occupational health medicine, COVID-19 has been classified as a biological hazard, which means now companies, from even a legal point of view, have got to make sure that the workplace is safe. They've got to provide all the different safety measures, but at the same time, they've got to take specific care in making sure that whatever happens between the level 4 all the way up to perhaps the level 1, we are really, really committed to reducing the rates of transmission.
That sounds like a lot of work. And how do you ensure that you tick all the boxes? Do you have to be there? Does someone that's medically trained or someone who knows about the space have to go into each community, each company rather, and tick off those boxes?
So there's various stages of this, which is really important for employers to remember. And we've really simplified it at MediSpace into 3 stages. We call it the AIM approach. So A stands for assessment, and various players from a medical profession come into this part, and this is mainly the domain of occupational healthcare professionals. And then there's, of course, the intervention, which is often a multidisciplinary team. So intervention, which is the I, then looks at if the company meets the criteria of being a safe environment, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to get employees who don't get infected by the virus, because people come to work, go home, they go to all kinds of places as well, and we've got to be there every single week. So intervention can be one. You've heard of this virtual or telemedicine, so that has obviously mushroomed thanks to the Health Professions Council to afford us doctors to come in and look after people on a day-to-day basis. Those who obviously are diagnosed with COVID, but also normal people who are having day-to-day issues. Flu is coming, and of course a lot of people in South Africa also suffer from chronic diseases. So we may not be able to see these people every day, and that's important. M stands for monitoring, which in the one case when it comes to COVID is about case management. How do we make sure that someone who is positive re-enters the workplace and is negative, but also how do we keep tracking what happens at the workplace when it comes to exposure to this virus long term?
You've spoken about AIM, so we have to remind all of the employers in South Africa right now to make sure that when you're looking at your organization, you have ticked all 3 boxes and you are ready and safe to allow your employees to continue working. Another thing that you've mentioned, Dr. G, at the end there, you said M is for measure. Now, in South Africa, it's been reported that 10,000 COVID infections have been secured, and 100% this is what's happening on the ground. Now, is this number normal compared to the rest of the world?
I think it's been the buzz number of the week. Everybody seems to be really paying attention to this 10,000. I think the first thing we need to just give a great, I guess for me, applause to the medical profession is that we actually took this long to even get 10,000. A lot of first world countries were there within the first couple of weeks. And the key reason that actually was achieved here in terms of delaying those big volumes is because of lockdown. By restricting mobility to a virus that initially came into our country through a travel-based risk, we really did well in trying to contain the spread. And so we're going to start seeing these numbers for two main reasons. One, if you look at the season we're in, from a clinical point of view, this is winter. This is the start of winter. We're going to start seeing a lot more niggly things create almost a fertile environment, so to speak, for any virus to come in and thrive. So COVID is coming in now at a time where a lot of immune systems are starting to complain. If you think about yourself, this is usually the season. Sometimes you might have the sore throats, you might have the odd runny nose, you might actually have sniffles. And so your immune system is being challenged. But also, we've identified all the hotspots. The Department of Health has done an amazing job in mass screening. So we're screening more per day, which means we're uncovering more cases per day. And that's why you're starting to see that significant rise.
So then why then, with the lockdown already in place, is it just because there's plainly more people going to get tested, and is that why the numbers are climbing? Is there need for anyone to be a bit afraid heading into the world, or is it just because of negligence?
I think there's two aspects. The first is that the more you screen, which is for us identification, the more in terms of ratio you should find in people who perhaps weren't showing the signs and symptoms before. So remember, it usually takes the virus up to 2 to 14 days before anyone manifests symptoms. So the screening campaign has to be almost a continuous one rather than an ad hoc and then we stop and disappear, because we've got to keep picking up members of the population. So with the government ramping up the screening campaign, I mean, we did 14,000, I believe, 24 hours ago. That meets the World Health Organization criteria of countries screening up to 10,000 of their citizens per day. So also another milestone that's being achieved by the industry. I think people don't need to panic. And there's a reason I'm saying this. Because we're starting to really pick up where the key areas or epicenters, so to speak, of infection are, this is always good because it allows us to also then bring in proper measures to contain the spread from those areas. And you're going to see some decisions coming out of those findings.
So it looks like we're on the right route here. It seems like we're heading in the right direction, which we are so grateful for as a nation. You've already spoken about symptoms and that the cases seem to be changing the more people test. So what are the latest symptoms since we have been updated and we've got more information? And what should people now be looking out for?
You know, I've been deliberately avoiding this question because there seems to be this interesting idea that there's new symptoms for COVID. I think the first thing to address is that there's most common symptoms of any respiratory-like illness, and then there's, of course, less common symptoms. And perhaps the list of less common symptoms that are showing up in COVID-19 positive patients is the list that's starting to grow. The most common one is where we'd like the public's attention to remain, which is your high fever above 38 degrees normally, your dry cough, sore throats, shortness of breath, and of course sometimes you've got the body aches and the headache. Those are really still one of the most fundamental. We are seeing symptoms like a loss of taste, a loss of smell. We're seeing symptoms like diarrhea. We're seeing the nausea. We're seeing people coming and being a bit off balance and dizzy. But that could also be the impact of the virus as it multiplies in the bloodstream on the organs. And I think it's very important for us to focus on, I mean, one of my consultants used to love saying this, he's a pulmonologist. Focus on the things that occur commonly first. And that's really where the attention is.
Okay, so we start at the things that commonly happen and then we move down the list from there. So no need to panic, South Africa. Just make sure that you are clued up as to what you're looking out for and you're quite well communicated with your body and with your spirit. And moving on, not only to physical hurt, but mental hurt, mental health, because not only has this had a huge effect on the way we're living, but also on our mental health. So what advice do you have for people who are dealing with their emotions during this time?
I think the thing to acknowledge is the fact that this is going to be quite a long-ish journey. And I say long-ish very, very carefully and respectfully because I know sometimes South Africans, our patience is not that great. Yeah. The great thing is that we've done so well. And the whole point of mental health is not for you to remain positive throughout an uncertain time 24/7. Nobody's asking for that kind of energy or that kind of output from a mental well-being. The critical thing is to be mindful of where you are as often as you can be. So if you're anxious, I mean, the study by the South African Anxiety and Depression Organization, for example, has revealed that more than 50% of South Africans during COVID-19 have exhibited symptoms of anxiety. That's okay. It's when these symptoms become difficult to handle and they interfere with your day-to-day function that it's time to get help. So I think a lot of individuals need to be reminded that it's okay to not be okay, but you need to get the support, whether it's talking to someone or talking to a professional.
There's always options is essentially what we're saying. Thank you so much, Dr. G. You're very, very insightful, and thank you for cluing us up on what's latest all COVID-19. We appreciate it.
Anytime, and continue to stay safe.
Cheers, my love. Allow yourself to feel and express your emotions. Remember, everyone is affected by COVID-19, and we're all in this together. Look after yourself and your families by staying safe and staying home. After the break, we're back in the kitchen with another lockdown recipe idea that uses most of what we all already have in our cupboards. See you after the break.
Express yourself.
Find your smooth fortune with Tropica. Buy a Tropica, follow the entry details on the pack, and stand a chance to win your share of 1 million rand in prizes, such as a trip for two with KLM to Amsterdam, LG G8X cell phones, LG TVs and dishwashers, guest vouchers, guest watches and accessories, plus the smooth grand prize of a Suzuki Ignis. The more Tropica you buy, the more chances you have to win. Tropica, nothing smoother.
Clover fresh milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to another lockdown edition of Afternoon Express, where we are back in the kitchen. Now, one of the fun challenges during lockdown has been finding creative ways to use pantry staples. And today we've got some more inspiration for you. Thanks to the superior quality of Clover fresh milk, our tuna melt bake is not only a quick and easy recipe, but also creamy and delicious. This sounds perfecto mundo to me.
Bellissimo, bellissimo.
Bellissimo, Anele. Okay, so this clover milk we see taking on a different shape and form here, and we're using it in a bake.
Yes. So the pantry staples is milk, pasta, tuna, flour, butter, cheese. That is the basics that you have in your house. And then we've got broccoli as well, because it's a tuna broccoli bake. My mom used to make like a chicken broccoli bake, but this has got like a tuna in. So let's start with the basis of it. It's a white sauce, but they call it a bechamel.
A bechamel
The
sauce.
French call it the bechamel.
I have struggled with, because for the first time during this lockdown, I tried a mac and cheese. And I tried using a bechamel sauce, a.k.a. a white sauce. And I struggled with the consistency. Because sometimes it's too thick. I don't know if the flour is cooked out enough. And then sometimes it's way too runny and way too watery. So please help me with this bechamel
My
sauce.
secret is this balloon whisk. And just your eye. So what you do now is you cook the butter out. And sorry, the flour, you cook the flour in the butter. Okay,
and then, so essentially you have to have a whisk, because I've been using a fork now, darling. And it has not been looking good using a fork.
And this is a balloon whisk. It's not just like a balloon and a whisk. It's a balloon whisk.
Brilliant. Okay. A lot of people also say to pay special attention to the smell. When it starts smelling like popcorn, buttery popcorn, that's when you know it's good.
That's 100% correct. But now is my consistency glad nie reg nie. You see it's too thick, so I'm going to add a bit more water, and that is where the whisk comes in beautifully, because it's going to get rid of all those little cloinkies inside there.
All the lumps.
All the lumps inside there.
Beautiful.
So you just keep that going.
Okay. So that's our white sauce coming together. I'm already starting to smell that popcorny smell. So it means that our bechamel sauce is not too far away. I like that.
So I'm just going to do that. And this is then the roux. You know that the butter and the flour is called roux. That is another fancy term that we just don't always use in our kitchens.
We don't. Okay, so I know in this recipe, Anel, we are using tuna, but if people want a different kind of protein, they're more happy to do so. They can just supplement as they see.
I love chicken with it. You know, beautiful chicken that's cooked the previous night that you can use in your kitchen, or you can put some mince in it. Anything that you've got left in the kitchen. So I've just seasoned it. You must always season pali, otherwise it tastes like nothing.
Salt and pepper, essential.
Salt and pepper, always.
Noted, okay.
And then I'm going to add some cheese into our sauce, and now it becomes a cheese sauce. So if you want to just bake this and have it over a steak, you've got a beautiful, I just want to keep a bit, you've got a beautiful cheese sauce.
Okay, I like that. Options here. Because one thing that is very, very essential to all South Africans, and especially me, I know this is something that I pay very close attention to, not spending a lot of money in the grocery store. There is no money to spend at the grocery store. Let's start there. So having to overly exert yourself, we need to find exciting new ways to remake what's already in our pantry. So this is something to do that with. I can already see the cheese sticking together and it getting quite gooey.
Yeah, it is. It's like this beautiful consistency. That's the right consistency.
Okay, noted.
How much out of 10 do you give me for that?
100.
Now, the broccoli florets. I'm going to blanch this. You know what blanching is. Tell the people what blanching is.
My understanding of blanching is simply just putting in the vegetables in that boiling hot water, but leaving it there only for a couple of minutes, if not seconds.
Exactly.
Just to get it soft and yana, but we still want the crunch. We still want the colour in our veggies.
So it's just the outside that softens. Yes. It's just the outside that softens.
Okay.
And look at that colour now. Look at that bright colour. So the outside softens, but the inside is still crunchy and delicious.
And blanching is a beautiful technique to ensure that you're not overcooking your vegetables, taking out all the nutrients. We want the colour in there.
Exactly.
For me, colour equals nutrients and vitamins.
Exactly.
So the more colour we see, the healthier our veggies are.
Well, then you're very healthy because you're very colourful, Pali.
And we're not just talking about this personality. Okay, I see that you've added in your pasta now to this mix.
You can add any pasta you like. I've got macaroni here, but in front of you there's fusilli pasta. That is that big screwy pasta. It's beautiful.
Fusilli.
Fusilli.
Yeah, this is like a screw. Yeah, when in Africa, in Lang Kamuga Kona, in KwaZulu, in KZN, city is screw.
Yeah.
Like a screw.
Yeah, it's a screw. In Afrikaans is it a screw.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, and then you also have another fan favorite here, the shells.
Yeah, it's like beautiful small shells, but you get like beautiful big shells like this. We can put stuff inside.
Wow.
And then that is angel hairs.
Angel hairs.
Angel
okay, brilliant.
hairs.
If I have to challenge you, Anal, to marry one type of pasta or one type of ingredient in general in the kitchen, what would you say I do to forever?
Pali, it is definitely pasta. And it's definitely fusilli pasta. Fusilli pasta.
So you would marry the fusilli pasta?
In an instant. It's the sexiest thing. You know what I'm saying? I just love it. I think it's beautiful.
Okay, so we already know that Chef Anele would marry the fusilli pasta. I want to find out from you at home, if you were to say I do and put a ring on it forever to one key ingredient or pasta, what would it be? Tweet us, Instagram us, Facebook us. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I know for myself, it's not in this recipe right now.
Okay.
But I think I would say I do to chicken.
Really?
You can do almost anything with chicken.
Like a clack, clack, clack chicken.
Like a clack, clack, clack chicken.
So, Polly, you just put everything in a small little baking tray and you extra cheese on top and you bake this for about 20 minutes in the oven. Finish klar. Look at that. I baked one small one for you.
Oh,
because
thank
earlier
you,
today
Anel.
you were saying, oh, I'm so hungry, Anel, I'm so hungry. There it is, Polly.
Hi,
sorted.
Putting me on blast. South Africa, I didn't come with a scuffed into work today and I was so hungry. So who else to talk to than Anel to give me something to eat? And this looks incredible. This looks yummy. It also comes across crunchy. You've put in the broccoli here, a power food. Foods that are going to get us through this flu season, keep our immune system strong, ne?
Yes. Eat it, sister, eat it.
And even more delicious. South Africa, another recipe that is good to go. Whatever time of the day, however big your family is, try this incredible bake. Mwah, magnifique. Thank you, Chef Anel. You're incredible. Now, to get your hands on this recipe, head over to afternoonexpress.co.za. I ain't gonna go, Anel. The more you feed me.
Clover Fresh Milk is the #1 milk brand in SA. Made with love by Clover.
As we know, it is International Nurses Day. So on social media, you've also been sending all of your well wishes to the nurses, as well as keeping the conversation going with all our incredible celebs. So let's have a look as to see what you had to say. We have got Luaki, who says, #Afternoon Express. Nurses are the blessed hands of God. They make us feel better with their care and love. They help in recovering from our bad days. They bring smiles to our face of thousands. Thanks for picking nursing as our profession. Happy International Nurses Day to all the nurses in the world. #International Nurses Day. Oh, that's such a beautiful message. I'm so touched. We've got another message here from Ubusiswa. And Ubusiswa says, Happy International Nurses Day to all nurses out there, and may God bless them and use their helping hands to keep helping our community. I have so many of them around me, but I would like to salute my friend Unbale. #International Nurses Day. That sounds so good, and I'm so glad that you guys are showing all the love to the nurses that you know. I have to read one last comment here from Lehlonolo, who says, #International Nurses Day. Well done to all the nurses. May God bless them with patience and what they are longing for their families. Salute to my aunt, I'm assuming you wanted to say, and sister, who are the nurses, who are on the nurses list. Love you. Stay safe with so many hearts. We're sending all those hearts back, and thank you to your family for helping out. Now remember, all the recipes that we have in the kitchen, as we have already shown you, will be on our Afternoon Express website. So head over afternoonexpress.co.za so you can make whatever you want, whenever you want. Coming up after the break, though, we find out what actress, radio personality and presenter Unbale Nkosi has been up to.
Express yourself.
Tonight at 7:30 on Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao. Let's go! 3 teams remain, and it's a fight for the final long-life charm in the competition.
I am scared, I'm nervous.
Dando's kryptonite is water.
Teams are pushed to their physical limits. You've got to give it your all, guys.
I make a huge mistake. It's anyone's game.
That's Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao tonight at 7:30 on SABC3. The stage is yours. Own it.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We were first introduced to Unbale when she first made her TV debut on a reality show. She has since built a powerful brand behind her name and ventured into several different entertainment platforms, as well as becoming a small business owner. Welcome to Afternoon Express, Unbale.
Hello.
Hey, girl. Hey, my namesake. How are you holding up? You look good, girl.
Thank you. I had to try and make myself look pretty for you, you know. But I'm good. I'm keeping myself busy, you know, which is actually, I think, the best thing to do right now during lockdown. Yeah. Just keep yourself busy, keep yourself learning, keep yourself occupied. Otherwise, you're going to go crazy.
Absolutely. Well, girl, you haven't been looking good for me. You're looking good for the rest of South Africa. And speaking about how you've been keeping busy, I mean, how does that look like? How does your day-to-day routine look like during lockdown?
You know, lockdown is actually like such a mess up because right now my routine is literally like wake up in the afternoon. And then after that, when I do eventually wake up, I like do some cooking, try study something. I'm learning Spanish right now. So also like have some fun, like doing some Spanish lessons. Okay. And then I joined TikTok, which is hilarious because I'm like dancing, lip syncing, bringing in some acting. It's like a little bit of energy, you know, something to keep you busy. Yeah, and then after that, it's just binge watching TV.
Well, I hope binge watching yourself, because you have certainly done incredible work. You know me, though. I love some good tea. So please let me know, you learning Spanish, does that have anything to do with the new love in your life? A little romance, Inyana?
Actually, it is. Me and my baby came up with a pact of, let's see who's going to learn Spanish by the end of lockdown. So we check up on each other and just get to see how far are we learning something? Are we getting there?
Yeah.
So yes. Hey, Rena. Yeah.
Hey, you know I had to ask. South Africa wants to know. I'm merely a mouthpiece, my darling. How's the relationship going? I know that you and Kaiser, you've been kind of going strong, but also wearing your heart on the line. How is that going for you?
It's amazing. Obviously, I'm happy. He's an amazing human being. I love his heart. He's got such a big heart. And yes, while you're at it, you must go check out his new foundation. It's Kaiser Junior Foundation. He's doing such amazing things, and I love the fact that he's helping people during this time.
Beautiful. All of that information will be on Afternoon Express's website, because we do want everyone to come together and help in whichever way they can. But now, focusing more on your own career, Unbale, you are a force to be reckoned with. But you're also a freelance actress, presenter and radio personality. So during this lockdown, I mean, for a lot of people, it's no work, no pay. How are you holding up?
I'm exactly as a lot of people right now. It's literally no work, no pay. And I think it's harder when you are doing freelance work, because it comes during the week. It comes as it comes. That's your MC jobs, that's your appearance gigs. That's even MC work has been cancelled. And it's actually very difficult, because a lot of us actually are looking more than ourselves. We've got family to look after. We've got friends to look after. So it is actually quite difficult. And I do know that the Department of Arts has taken out a relief fund that artists can apply for, which we have, but we haven't received any feedback, which is actually really scary. So I know a lot of us are stressed. We do have an artist group where we all talk and communicate with each other to find out what's happening, what can we do to assist each other, give each other tips on how we can actually do better during this time. But it is a stressful time, very stressful period.
I think it's so crucial for people to share that wisdom amongst each other, to come together, feel supported. So I'm so glad you've got that platform already established as artists. But moving into being a small business owner, you've got your own beauty bar, Azuri Beauty Bar, and you recently needed to close your doors as well. So how much of a difficult decision was that, first of all? And what advice do you have to other people in the same position?
It took a major toll. We were supposed to actually reopen just before lockdown, because we decided to renovate. And because of it, we had to continue not being open. And obviously not being open means there's therapists not working. It means us not making an income. And because a lot of the delivery services have also been closed down, we're not even able to deliver our cosmetics to the people who purchase it. So it is really a huge stress. It's everything is just on standstill. And I do know it's going to change the face of beauty in a huge way. Because even going further, already beauty spas, we sanitize all the time. But now it's going to even be more, to a point where now there's clear screens when you're doing nails. Now there's going to be a point where even when you're just doing facials and stuff, now you even have to wear masks while doing massages. So now it's actually going to change that face of beauty as well.
Yeah, it seems like the consequences are far and wide-reaching, something that none of us were prepared for. But I thank you for being a responsible business owner and staying locked down. The timing might not have been ideal, because you were already locked down because of renovations, but you know what? Nothing lasts forever, and you will eventually come out and reopen to the public. But finally, do you have any words for South Africans, your supporters, in terms of staying safe, or just words of gratitude?
I think the most important thing for me is, please do try stay home as much as possible. I know it's tough. We are all struggling through this together. But the more we actually don't take this seriously, the longer it's going to be. And the longer it's going to be means more stress for all of us. So the more we can actually combat this is when we can actually go out. Also, number two, because I'm a heavy advocate of mental, looking after yourselves, anxiety, and not being depressed, check up on all your friends, check up on all your family. Not everybody's going to ask for help, and not everybody's going to let you know that they're okay. So just check up on people and ask them how they're doing, and if you can, lend a helping hand.
Then do so. Thank you so much, Mbali, for that. You yourself has been very open about your struggle with mental health, anxiety, especially during this time. So thank you for allowing South Africans to know that they're not alone, that you are right there struggling with them. But through struggle will come triumph, and we cannot wait to see you coming triumphant at the end of this. Siyabonga, sis.
Thank you so much. Nami yabonga ne.
Mwah. All the love to Unbale Nkosi coming to us from Johannesburg. Now we still have another incredible guest coming your way. Award-winning content creator and beauty influencer, Mihlali Ndamase shares what she's been up to. We'll see you after these. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Mihlali Ndamase started watching YouTube videos in grade 9 when she decided that she would pursue vlogging in the beauty community by teaching people how to do their own makeup in the convenience of their own homes. She launched her channel in 2016 and has since become a bona fide star. Her career has seen her making a mark specifically in the beauty industry. Now she's ranked as SA's best beauty influencer. Welcome, Mihlali.
Hi.
Umtase, awusemhle.
Enkosi, I tried, girl. I had to get it together for you.
Girl, you always got it together. But speaking about lockdown, I mean, have you got it together during lockdown? How's your current, lockdown routine look like?
I'm trying. I'm fortunate that I can still work from home, because I do digital content. So I just try to implement a bit of a routine where I wake up relatively early, just so I can be productive. I still film my videos, I shoot content where I can. And thank the Lord that there's still some brand collaborations that are still ongoing.
I think it's very, very key and crucial to be grateful for every little bit that you get. I know something else that created quite the stir. Everyone loved it. Was your morning routine? I mean, why do you think that people are so into getting that Mihlali glow?
So my morning routine, some people were like, your products are so expensive, that's my entire salary. Some people are like, you use so many products. And the thing is, what people don't understand is that we put out content because we want to share something that we know our audiences would be interested in. So out that morning routine was just to give people any tips or tricks that they may want on skincare. You don't have to take everything from it. And it was sponsored by a brush company, a brush that I've actually had for the past year or so that I've also been using.
Okay.
So I just want to give of info where I can just to help or benefit anybody out there.
Okay, so this is merely just to help South Africans. It's merely a suggestion, not saying everyone have to follow it. But moving along that line, I mean, that is exactly what you do, right? You influence South Africans to go out and get what works for you, what completely aligns with your brand and who you are. But you haven't always wanted to be an influencer. So how did you find yourself where you are right now? And you always say and maintain that it's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, so the journey's been quite interesting, and I think I've honestly had a very beautiful journey, if I must say. I've been extremely blessed with a very supportive audience that engages with my content. I've had support along the way from people that I've worked with, various agencies, especially tapping into the digital age. A lot of people were not very familiar, so there's been a change of management here and there and what have you. But the journey really started, as you mentioned, when I was 15 years old, and I discovered that people are sharing beauty content on YouTube, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is something I aspire to do one day. So when I got my first deal, that's when I realized that I actually can turn this into a business, and I'm learning every day, and I continue to learn now, and I'm really just trying to build an empire of some sort.
Of some sort, I think you really are doing it. You are one of the South Africans that can just go by one name, and that is not something that comes across commonly. If you just say Mihlali, I think everyone knows who you're talking about. You've got a following of 1 million on Instagram. That is huge. That's nothing to downplay. So congratulations for that. And you've decided to step outside yourself, and you even decided to launch a foundation. Was it in 2016?
Yeah, so we started our foundation in 2016, myself and Dineo, but we only really registered it in 2017 just for credibility purposes. We want to get support from corporate companies as well. It's very difficult to do that when it's still like a small personal thing. It's still a very small foundation. We are growing, but we help out where we can around Joburg.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing that. And I'm sure a lot of South Africans want to get stuck in. So again, head over to Afternoon Express's website and they can find out how they can lend a helping hand to the incredible work that you're already doing. Other work is art. I think art is something that blows my mind. You can basically do anything when it comes to a face beat, honey. A lot of South Africans follow your tutorials. I can almost ask you, how do you think I did today? Do you think that I kind of nailed it? And what do you have in terms of challenges as an online makeup tutorials?
Sorry, could you please repeat that? I didn't hear the last part.
When it comes to drag makeup and the over-the-top makeup looks that you do, is there any negative that maybe comments that come with it, or has everyone been so supportive? And what do you love the most about it?
Well, there's always a little bit of negativity with everything that you do. Not everybody will like or agree with what you put out as a content creator.
Yeah.
So for me, it's never really about focusing on the negative. I listen to my audience a lot. I know what they like and what they enjoy. So I'm constantly trying to put out content that they can consume and they'll find relatable. So there have been a few instances where people are just like, we don't like that look for whatever reason. But you just got to keep on moving. And I think every time you just got to take the constructive criticism and, find ways to improve in whichever areas that faults were found in.
Oh, thank you for that. And on that note, just before we say goodbye to you, there seems to be a lot of negativity happening on social media right now. And you yourself have unfortunately succumbed to it, where sometimes people want to bash you and say what they want. So how do you deal with that negative criticism on a daily basis? And what advice do you have for other South Africans during this time? Because trust me, honey, everyone's online right now.
Girl, people have time. People have got time on their hands. And let me tell you something. It's all about protecting your mental health. I try not to consume any negativity. And where the moment I'm made aware that there's any negative chat on whichever app about me, I just let it simmer and die down. And then when I'm ready, if I really want to read and see what people were saying, then I will. So avoid it at all costs. This is a period where people should really be prioritizing their peace and protecting it at all costs. So engage with those who love you. Call your family. Call your friends, engage with your supportive, positive, fans, those who engage with you in a positive way, and just don't mind the negative people and the hate. It comes with it. It happens.
It happens. You know what they say, if nobody is hating, then you ain't popping. Thank you so much, Mihlali Mtase, for coming through. And Sabaweli, company yako, I wish that you were on the couch right now with me. But we will see you after lockdown. We appreciate it. Goodbye, Mahan.
Thank you for having me.
Shap, shap, sissy. Mwah. Now, we'll see you tomorrow for another hour of inspiring conversations when we chat to Jules Harding, vocalist of the electronic group Good Luck. Until then, South Africa, good night and happy eating. Mwah.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.